What's up, everybody? My name is Vincent. Welcome to Cryptolution, where we talk about everything under the moon, the crypto universe. Today is Monday, April 21st. Now, in today's video, I want to address some price manipulation that's been happening with Dog Bitcoin. And this is coming from possibly not just one, but two centralized exchanges. Now, what do you need to know about why they are possibly doing this? And also what we're going to talk about in this video is the price of Bitcoin itself. It has been pumping. So usually, how does that affect meme coins such as Dog Bitcoin? Well, I want to share with you not just the Dog Bitcoin price, but also the altcoin season that could be imminent, that could be happening right around the corner, and why global liquidity could be that catalyst for that altcoin season. Then obviously I want to share with you some bullish data and charting and analysis at the very end of the video to talk about Dog Bitcoin. Because what you need to understand is that regardless of what's happening with Dog Bitcoin's price in the short term, when I say short term, within the week, something is showing me that potentially in the next coming weeks, we're going to see a massive explosion with Dog Bitcoin. It's very exciting. Let's get right into it. So smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join our X platform. And please be careful with any of the scammers down in the comments below. I will never reach out via WhatsApp, Telegram, direct messaging, or email. So please be careful and invest safely. So guys and girls, let's get right into it. So Dog Bitcoin right now is holding around 150 million market cap. Now we did see it go up as high as 156 million. Now that has taken a slight dip. When I mean a slight dip, look at this capitulation zone right here. We're going to talk about this in a little bit because this was due to a centralized exchange. But I want to compare Dog Bitcoin to Bitcoin's price. How's it performing? So as you can see, it looks like Dog has kind of had the slight liquidation because of the centralized exchange, but is in still correlation with Bitcoin's price. Now you must be wondering, is Dog Bitcoin even performing well against Bitcoin? Well, let's look over the past 7 days. Now over the past 7 days, it looks like Dog is actually still doing pretty well. So if you zoom out and look how Dog has been performing, I think it's doing everything it needs to do in terms of sats worth, meaning Satoshis. Now, what I want to talk about is Bitcoin's price first. Now, Bitcoin has massively taken a pump. It used to be at around 84,000, went as high as 88,000 as of this morning, and is actually outperforming the S&P 500 and the stock market as well. Now, in terms of Bitcoin's price, it's taken a slight retracement from 88,000 to 87,000, but it went as high as 4% over this past 24 hours. But believe it or not, many meme coins haven't really been performing and many altcoins haven't really been performing, which means that Bitcoin dominance is still at play. Now, when there's Bitcoin dominance, usually Bitcoin's price will pump. And that means a lot of people in these altcoins, and especially meme coins, are going to look at that pump of Bitcoin and they're going to want to chase that pump. But because some of these people don't have liquidity to buy that chasing of the pump, they're going to liquidate their other assets. That even includes meme coins and altcoins with utility. So how far could we go in terms of Bitcoin dominance? Well, some people say right now that we are around 63 and could go as high as 66% Bitcoin's dominance. It could go as high as 70%. So if it were to go as high as 70%, we could see it happen what we saw back here in 2021, which would reach right around here at 8 in terms of altcoin season, or even more as high as 6. So this to me shows that right now we're not even close to there because we're currently at 18. There could be more Bitcoin dominance, which means there could be more altcoin and meme coin bleeding. I want to be completely transparent with you because you need to be ready of what's about to happen. Just because things bleed does not mean that it's over for meme coins. That's why you need to watch this video to the very end because I have some good news for you. Now, what we do need to know is how does global liquidity affect altcoins? Even though we haven't seen altcoin season begin yet, it does not mean it won't happen. So as you can see, based from this chart from TechDev, global liquidity has actually met a breakout, meaning that we thought that the global liquidity was actually going to shrink or going to take a massive dip, but did not, and ended up extending, which means that based on historical data, every time there's a breakout, that means that altcoin season follows a rally afterwards, because we do know that in terms of altcoin season, it is usually delayed and also delayed after Bitcoin's rally. I do want to talk about the global M2 money supply because as you can see, based in the US, Japan, China, and even the Euro, they're all breaking new all-time highs, meaning that we're seeing more monetary value having stimulus within their own country continue to grow and grow. Colin Talks Crypto, who created the global M2 versus Bitcoin supply. Now in this image, he decided to share with you two different offset charts, okay? So this yellow line is the global M2 money supply and how it's correlated with Bitcoin. And as we see over the past year, the global M2 money supply is very much correlated with Bitcoin's price. Now, the reason we do an offset is because it's sharing with us that Bitcoin is a lagging indicator. So basically, the global indicator of the M2 money supply has already happened. So right now, we've only offset it by 78 days. So this is one chart that I could share with you that right now, we could be in the very beginning phase of Bitcoin going to roughly around 130,000 and higher by July. It could happen really fast. Or if you just stick with 108 days, we're still in that zone of maybe experiencing another dip with Bitcoin's price, which could bring it down to around 75,000, which would then send it blasting off still to the upside of around 130,000 US dollars per Bitcoin by the end of July. So that just goes to share with me that really we're still in a bull market. Now, if you didn't know, yesterday, April 20th, was the 1-year anniversary of the Runes protocol when Runes were born after the Bitcoin halving back in April 20th of 2024. So just to kind of zoom out, everybody, this Runes protocol has only been around for a year and has already made its name and its staple known across all meme coins. People still talk about it to this day. If Runes were dead, then no one would be talking about it a year later. Yet people are still funding it and people are still very bullish on it. That's really good. That's part of the Bitcoin DeFi ecosystem starting its first leg up. We saw whales recently. This one whale accumulated 7 million tokens roughly yesterday that has a total of 48 million tokens of dog, roughly around 75,000 US dollars at the time of that recording. Now, what you do need to know is that this wallet has not sold nor transferred their tokens to any other wallet. In fact, this wallet is only 60 days old, actually 61 as of today. But we do need to talk about manipulation. So back on April 19th, just a couple days ago, we had MQM Crypto point out something around Gate.io. This person noted that there was some sell walls happening on Gate.io. We saw that one person, or maybe a trader, was leveraging 32 million dog tokens for selling. So they were shorting their positions, pretty much placing a sell wall for dog token to not excel around 155 million market cap. And it doesn't just stop there. Just as of this morning, PN Toll noticed that there's been a massive selling pressure from Gate.io. Now, earlier this morning, he pointed out that, look at this, there's like multiple millions of these tokens being sold because of what's happening with Bitcoin's price. Who knows? But this could just be manipulation to suppress the price. And then he noticed as of this morning, even further on, that actually increased to around 238 million just by one leverage trader alone. Is this a leverage trader, or is this the actual crypto exchange manipulating the price? Well, regardless, we actually have a PSA announcement. Now, this is what I want to tell everybody, is that you need to pull your funds out of Gate.io because they are a centralized exchange. Now, I think Jupe made a great example in this video. Why is Gate.io dumping dog and keeping the price low? So one of the strategies is possibly accumulation, to suppress the price to buy at a cheaper discount. Or there's market makers behind Gate.io, which are profiting from spreads and volatility. And then maybe there's a delaying of the pump, which could be that they're waiting for a better time to let the price run, which is a lagging indicator. Then there's protecting their bags, maybe favoring their own tokens or listings. And then last but not least, liquidity control equals power, controlling most of the supply and narrative. So regardless of what you're seeing in this specific article, what you need to do is you need to withdraw your funds. Because when you leave your dog tokens on a centralized exchange, there's no saying that they could not stop you from having access to your account. There have been many times when these exchanges that don't have any regulation or regulatory oversight can take your funds without your permission and leave you wondering what's happening. I've seen this happen before on Gate.io. So you need to remove your funds from this exchange because technically you don't own your funds. They hold it on behalf of you. You are not in control. You need to withdraw these funds into your Xverse wallet because an Xverse wallet is a decentralized wallet, meaning you own the custody of your funds, not a centralized exchange. So if you're watching this, withdraw your funds out of Gate.io as soon as possible. Now, another thing I want to point out is that it may not just be Gate.io, because look at this specific chart here by DogBTC back on February 6th. Now, the top two wallets are BitGet and Gate.io. Now, why do we want to pay attention to not just Gate.io? Because if you focus on those top two wallets right here on Genie data, you can see that yes, Gate.io is still the number 2 holder of dog. Look at BitGet. BitGet is the number 1 holder of dog. Now, if we go over to CoinGlass, which is a perpetual trading monetary platform. As you can see here, the amount of open interest that's happening for Dog is actually coming from BitGet. So mainly, you may see a lot of traders either placing a lot of short positions or a lot of long positions on BitGet, but this has the most open interest. So keep your eyes open. If you have your funds on BitGet, withdraw your funds out of BitGet as well and put it onto Xverse. But this is why you're seeing the Dog price take a huge liquidation phase right here. This is part of decentralized exchanges manipulating the price, trying to get you to sell your bags. But here's the good news, okay? So you may be hearing all this, you may be fearing what's about to happen, but don't worry, this is the good news. Now, you do know about Magic Eden that acquired Slingshot, the mobile app, recently, okay? So this is really important. So I'm gonna share this clip with you on why this is really important and why people are shifting towards decentralized exchanges and also decentralized mobile apps, because this allows you to have custody of your own funds without having to deal with Gate.io or BitGet. Now I'm gonna play this video by Rug Radio.
Major acquisition in the NFT/broader crypto space. Magic Eden acquired Slingshot. Slingshot is a trading app. I think people trade meme coins, basically whatever coins you want. I am in chats and friends with folks who were power users who said that this was the best trading app on the market. So this is a big one.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Magic Eden wants to sort of be one of those everything apps at this point. You know, to be an everything type app, you got to have everything, and you have to have a product that supports that. And they didn't really have token trading before. This is an opportunity. It's almost a prerequisite if you want to be a big trading infrastructure beyond NFTs, of course. It's a prerequisite to have token trading at this point in time. We know from, the OpenSea announcement long ago, they're going to be implementing that into OS2. This makes a lot of sense to me. It's a pretty natural fit, by acquiring Slingshot. I have not used Slingshot, but yeah, same thing. Anecdotally, I've seen pretty high praise for how purchasing tokens on the platform works.
So as you can understand, just from that video alone, many traders are now more bullish on Slingshot than they are on Moonshot or Moonpay or any of these other mobile apps, because this allows you to trade easily. And soon, Bitcoin Runes and Dog Bitcoin is going to be implemented within the next week and a half. So once this does go live, this will be the Runes Catalyst event, and it will kind of happen slowly. It won't happen overnight. You're going to start to see more and more people start to trade Dog over the next month, and this will start to remove the control of these centralized exchanges such as Gate.io and BitGet from having price manipulation, because more people are going to have this mobile app and own custody of their own funds using Slingshot. So I'm telling you right now, sign up for Slingshot right now using the barcode, scan it with your mobile phone, download the app, and get ready for your funds to buy Dog once it does go live. Now let's get into even more bullish news, which is the charting analysis. So whatever is going on with the manipulation, it has not changed what's been happening with the price of Dog. Now what I've noticed is that Dog right now is inching closer and closer to the 50-day moving average, which is this orange line right here. Now when it does break above, this price of Dog break above the 50-day moving average, then that's a bullish indicator that we are actually now going to start to head to the upside. And then you'll start to see the 50-day moving average start to move up, and then it'll cross with the 200-day moving average, would then form a golden cross. That golden cross will then send us way above $1 billion, ladies and gentlemen. It'll send us past $2 billion and higher. That's what a golden cross is. It's completely euphoric. It's completely insane. And it lasts for roughly around maybe even 2 to 3 months sometimes in that bullish trajectory. It's absolutely nuts. It's not even just that. If you look at the weekly time frame, just yesterday we closed in the green, meaning that we just closed a bullish green candlestick on the weekly time frame, and that completely coincides with what's happening with the MACD. I mentioned over and over, look at the weakening selling pressure on the MACD. These red candlesticks, or these red histogram bars, are now turning into pink histogram bars, and it shrinks and shrinks, and then sooner or later it's going to break above this purple line right here, which is the resistance that flips us into the buyer's market. And that will also share with you that this blue candlestick right here is going to get bigger and bigger, and it's going to head up and up and up. It's going to be absolutely insane. Now, when we look at the charting analysis, I definitely think that this could still follow the global M2 money supply, as we see here with Dog Bitcoin. Now, this is just based on the 84-day offset, okay? It's not based on the 108-day. So this could possibly, like I said, veer off to the upside pretty quickly and head into well above $1 billion by end of July. Look at the global M2 money supply. It keeps going up. It looks like it wants Dog Bitcoin to head around a $1.8 billion market cap based on this chart. It could happen within the next 3 months. That's how fast this could happen. I mean, just look at the MACD on the daily time frame. Again, even though you're seeing the dog price down, even though you're seeing the price manipulation of dog's market cap down, it does not stop the MACD showing us that sellers are no longer selling. They are buying. Look at how much buying volume that there is. This MACD is showing us that we're going up and up and up. Eventually, when this crosses, it's going to look something like this and like this over here, where we saw massive bull markets on both scenarios. So this is possibly going to happen very soon. So keep yourself in check. I don't know what's going to happen within the next month or so, but April is really nearing an end, and then May is going to happen, and then that's when Bitcoin and also other altcoins are going to rally. So on April 24th, this Thursday, is going to be the 1-year anniversary of Dog Bitcoin. That's the day when Dog was airdropped to all these different holders. And this is an amazing event to join. If you haven't, make sure to get your reminder set and join us at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for the 1-year anniversary of Dog. We're going to talk about and recap what Dog has achieved and what we could expect for Dog this year. So as a conclusion and statement, you've seen Dog's price within the short to immediate term, meaning you've seen how it's being manipulated by these centralized exchanges and why you need to withdraw your funds. But you've also seen data. The altcoin season is about to rally. Bitcoin is about to rally. Dog Bitcoin is about to rally because of Slingshot, because of global M2 money supply. This is all in correlation of what's happening. I'm trying to share this with you so you can get ready. This is all manipulation by these centralized exchanges for a reason, to liquidate your positions. So take your funds off of those exchanges or dollar cost average and accumulate as much as you can before this next rally. So this is everything in a nutshell. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I cannot wait to read them. So smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join our X platform to receive all of our alpha calls and updates regarding Dog on the Moon, the altcoin season, and also Bitcoin. Until then, see you guys and girls next time.